Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash, Salakia. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters, and Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and now look like these heathens. And this lesson is going to be in regards to a fire that burned thousands of acres west of US 27 in Miami. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says fire burns thousands of acres west of US 27 as mom says it blocked only road out. Said a wildfire continued to burn thousands of acres in Miami-Dade and Broward counties, obscuring the sky with smoke on Monday morning. Fire rescue crews have been working to contain the Max Road fire burning west of US 27 since Sunday. As of Monday morning, it had burned 4,800 acres and is 20% contained, according to the Florida Forest Service. Miami-Dade fire rescue officials said they first received reports of a brush fire near North Chrome Avenue and Northwest 186th Street. More than 12 of their units arrived at the scene, and air rescue began water drops. Agencies including MDFR, the Florida Forest Service, and Broward Sheriff's Fire Rescue are working together to protect nearby properties and surrounding areas. No injuries have been reported. A nearby school, Somerset Academy, said it was monitoring fire conditions, and for now, all school operations and testing would continue as planned. Meanwhile, officials warned that another blaze in Florida City caused low visibility on US 1. Video showed flames tumbling through the dry sawgrass as smoke filled the air just west of US 27. The flames quickly pushed closer to homes near Max's fish camp and airboat rides, where Roxana Gill and her boyfriend were home with their 1-year-old child. So we were sitting on the couch, and his father called and said there was a fire. She said we went outside, and there was just smoke immediately, not even 10 minutes from the house. Roxana said that to make matters worse, there was only one roadway to safety. Said there was no way to leave. The fire was blocking the only road. The only way was to take an airboat, she said. She said she and her neighbors quickly jumped into action. She said, I had to hose down my house. Neighbors hosed down their trailers before the fire department came. The fire threatened several homes, but residents told NBC6 that they are okay. The smoke and flames also drifted toward a Pembroke Pines community, and according to police, fire crews are stationed along the perimeter of the Holly Lake community, where they will be monitoring conditions. Crews are urging residents to avoid the area as they continue to work on putting the fire out. The winds are pushing smoke north-northwest, so areas south and southeast of the blaze should see improvements in the air quality. Humidity is high and winds are generally light, which help in the firefight. Much needed rain could arrive in the form of a few showers and storms as early as Monday. Those rain chances tick up on Tuesday and Wednesday. The National Weather Service urges caution for sensitive groups such as children, the elderly, and those with compromised immune systems, as exposure to air pollutants can cause headaches, difficulty breathing, irritate eyes and sinuses, and more. Yeah, but this is exactly what we can expect. We're getting into that time of the year where there's going to be a lot more fires. There's going to be a lot more fires. There's going to be a lot more drought conditions. There's going to be a lot more storms and tempests. I mean, this happens every year, but every year it gets worse. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And if you're paying attention to everything that's going on in the world, you can say that we are in some dangerous times. You have the wars happening out there in the quote unquote Middle East. You have this hantavirus that's spreading. You have earthquakes happening all over the world. You got these storms and tempests happening. You got these fires breaking out. You got the cost of living going up, gas prices, food prices increasing. Like, things are getting more dangerous, more hazardous, more unsafe, more volatile, more stressful. And all of that comes with us being in the last days. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's exactly what wildfires are. That's what brush fires are. They're flames of devouring fire because they just spread and destroy whatever is in their path. And those of us of the hopeful elect, we know that that ultimate flame of devouring fire is going to come in the form of those ICBM thermonuclear missiles that the Lord is going to use to melt America. That's going to be the ultimate form of the Lord visiting this wicked place. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that's right. And, like in that article where the woman was like, there was only one road out of, their neighborhood, and the fire was blocking that one road. Like, that's a scary situation to be in. That's why, it's a lot more dangerous really for people to live on dead end streets. Because if the only way out gets blocked off, there's nowhere for you to go. Fortunately for those people, they could just take an airboat and leave on the water. But if they didn't have that option, they would have been, in a lot more trouble. And this is the sort of thing that the men of the Lord are constantly warning people about. But nobody wants to listen. People don't want to heed the warnings of the men of the Lord, who are telling them that we're in the last days and that a lot more dangerous things are going to be happening. A lot more scary things are going to be happening. So it would be wise to get right with the Lord. Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And those of us of the hopeful elect, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we are the prudent. We're the ones who have been blessed with the ability to foresee the evil and hide ourselves. But these simple people, they don't heed those warnings. They can't foresee the evil. So they're out here wanting to just party and play around. Little do they know that heavy judgment is about to be brought upon them. And they're going to be the ones caught off guard, consumed, and destroyed by these judgments. They're the ones that are going to be punished. because they're not heeding the warnings. They're not taking anything seriously. Everything is a joke. Everything is a game to these people. It's like everything in this world is falling apart. The Lord is destroying Esau's wicked system. And instead of people acknowledging that and, trying to get their life in order, people are just like, you only live once. It is what it is. They're very careless. And that careless attitude is going to get a lot of these people caught up, or a lot more of these people, I should say. And the Lord is giving examples as to what it's going to look like. A lot of people are going to get put in situations that they cannot get out of, that the Lord is not going to deliver them out of. Psalm 7 and 11 tells us that Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And these wicked people are going to be the ones that get punished by these fires, by these earthquakes, by these storms and tempests, the shootings, the stabbings, the animal attacks, the car crashes, all manner of different judgments. And those of us of the hopeful elect, we know what's coming. Because the Lord has blessed us with the Spirit to be able to foresee the evil, to be able to understand the scriptures. The Lord blessed us with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we would need in these last days. So those of us of the hopeful elect, we stay prayed up because we know that a lot of bad is about to happen. 1 Peter 3 and 12, for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And this goes against that doctrine that people talk about how the Lord is, he loves everybody. No, the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. The face of the Lord is against them that do evil. So clearly the Lord does not love everybody. And majority of these people are evil in the eyes of the Lord, and they're wicked in the eyes of the Lord, and the Lord is angry with them. And these are the same people, whether they be men, women, or children, who the Lord is going to be pouring out his wrath upon in whatever manner he sees fit to punish them. And there's nothing they can do to stop these judgments from happening. The men of the Lord warn people and say, hey, these fires, they're going to get a lot more intense and a lot more destructive and deadly. Same with the rain, the lightning, the hail, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the earthquakes. The violence is going to get a lot worse. And people just, they don't care. They're like, oh, well, I have guns. I could take care of myself. I have a storm shelter. I can, protect myself. Or if things go wrong, I can just call the police. And they don't understand that that's a very carnal way of thinking. Like your guns and the police and your storm shelters can't protect you from the wrath of the Lord. But that's a lesson that a lot of these people are going to have to learn the hard way. After death by pain, the Lord, he's going to make these people suffer, and then he's going to kill them. He's going to destroy them. There's a lot of people out here who don't even believe that the Lord is real. They don't believe the Heavenly Father is real. They don't believe his only begotten Son is real. They don't believe the angels are real. They don't believe any of the people written in the scriptures are real. They don't believe any of the events that happen in the scriptures are real. Like, these are just the most carnal, simple-minded people. And those are the people that the Lord is not dealing with, and that he is not going to protect in these last days. Because these people, They lack fear of Salakia. These people, they lack fear of the Lord. It's like, how are you supposed to fear someone if you don't even believe they exist? That's why people have this, I can do whatever I want spirit on them. They really don't believe that the Lord is going to punish them for their wickedness. They don't believe that there's consequences to their wicked actions. And they're about to find out how wrong they are. In these last days, these people are going to find out that the Lord is very real. He always has been real, and he always will be real. And he is very pissed off with these people and their constant wickedness. And the Lord is about to pour out his wrath upon these people. And they will not escape. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters out there, just continue to watch and stay circumspect, because the Lord is going to be bringing a whole lot more judgment upon this earth. And some of those judgments may very well happen around your way or around my way, hit close to home, so to speak. So continue to watch, be circumspect, stay prayed up, continue to read, and to the best of your ability, just stay locked in, and hope that the Lord, keeps his hedge of protection over you and your loved ones, and continues to safely guide you through these increasingly dangerous times. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath. Shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, Shalom.